Stu and Dave do America.
Hey,
present.
Stu, did you see the Candace Owens Hunter Biden interview?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, neither did I. But we actually had our correspondent Angela interview Hunter.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Okay, let's watch.
Were you born a lady?
It's private.
Okay.
Thank you for joining us, Hunter. You know, I really want people to see this and understand that we're not as divided as our phones would have us believe.
Yeah, it's like we're all walking around with this super addictive thing in our pockets, like a little bag of heroin.
We'll be right back with Hunter Biden.
Like if you would have gotten a hold of that laptop, you would have found out that I was just a crackhead.
Because you sold it for crack?
Because I sold it for crack, yeah. You know, I said my dad was senile, and that's bullshit. I'm sorry. My dad told me not to swear so much. He said to me, Bo, if you keep talking like that, I'm going to have to wash your mouth out with soap. Just like when I shower with your sister, Ashley. He's sharper than ever. Sharper than a needle.
What?
Donald Trump's son is on an energy board with absolutely no experience. Can you imagine that level of corruption?
But you aren't the same man as you were when you were using.
No, I was a very immature and irresponsible 49-year-old man.
Fascinating.
Yeah, sure, my dad killed those kids, but he didn't build a golf course.
Agreed.
You know, it's important for us to have these conversations because the government is really a bunch of people that are supposed to serve their constituents, and they don't.
How do we cope with that?
For one, I'm Catholic.
Oh, me too. Do you go to confession?
I used to, but the last time I went, the priest threw up and told me never to come back.
Well, thank you, Hunter. I never thought that this would happen, but it's been eye-opening.
I'll suck your
I don't have a
I'll suck your friend's
Are those the only two options?
If you put on a fake suck that.
Okay. I'm sorry that I called you a crackhead. That was a really thing to do. I didn't know you. I'm sorry.
Thank you. I have kids.
You're welcome. You do?
Yeah. One's with a stripper.
Join us next week for our 38th installment of Trans Voter Fraud. This time, we've got real evidence.
Are we done?
Yes.
Yeah, all right, sweet.
Wow. Well, that was you really should, we should promote those things, Dave, in advance. If you got a big interview like that, we should know about it just as a function of the show so that people know it's coming up.
Was that how it works?
Yeah, just so you know.
Oh, I guess.
In the future. But you can subscribe to Blaze TV and get more of that particular content. By the way, blazetv.com/StuandDave. Use the code StuandDave, save $20. How is this working, Dave?
For a lot of the Normal World fans, we're actually going to start putting out little 15-minute episodes behind the paywall. You can subscribe, and you can go to, obviously, like Stu just said, you can blazetv.com, right? Yes, and then you can use Stu and Dave, and that is going to bring in some of your old faves, just like Angela or our, as I like to say it. Sorry, I'm from Michigan, so we don't talk right. But what you can do is you can subscribe, and then you can see that correspondent and many others as we make sketches for you, even though that was clearly the real Hunter Biden.
Yes. Oh, yeah, that one was.
Yeah.
You're saying in addition to real hard-hitting interviews like that,
Correct.
you also have some sketch work.
Yes, he did a lot of things while he was here.
Yeah.
He offered to put a lot of things in his mouth for drug money.
He really did. But again, at least he's working. I feel like it's better than the Burisma thing where he didn't do anything.
Yeah, it was nice.
It's like, at least he's doing something here. By the way, Dave's going to be all around the country. DaveLandau.com is a place to go.
Yes.
To get tickets. Dave, you want to go through a couple of our dates here coming up?
Yes, this weekend you can see me at One Night Stands with Gutfeld regular Michael Loftus. Me and him, he and me, he and I are co-headlining. Then you can see me June 5th, Lexington Village Theater, and then you can catch me June 26th through 28th in Austin, Texas at the Comedy Mothership.
Lots to come at DaveLandau.com. Okay, so
How about you?
Well, I've got PredictableShow.com. Would love you to join us over there. We, as we mentioned earlier in the week, made 1,000% profit on a position we took on the Paxton election. Tuesday, is the big LA mayoral situation. A lot of California stuff going on, among other things. But that's the what's his face, the reality star guy, Pratt, Spencer Pratt. I always want to say Chris Pratt
from The Hills.
It's not Chris Pratt. Spencer Pratt.
It's his cousin.
Are they related?
I don't think so, but we'll call it that.
Kind of look like they could be related.
They do look like they might be related.
I don't know.
I feel like Chris is probably on Spencer's side, though.
Yeah, I think so too. I think so too. I just like Chris Pratt. I think he's funny.
I do too.
And, he's seemingly a good normal guy in Hollywood, which is not the typical, I would say.
No.
I want to hit.
They drink children's blood and
They do.
drink baby blood. I hear.
They do. Oh, by the way, this is
Adrenochrome.
Yes, adrenochrome. That's the way they do it. Stu and Dave Do America, by the way, is the name of the show. And I'm Stu Bergier, and this is Dave Landau.
Howdy do. Ahoy, and we meet again.
I think I forgot that yesterday. Now
We forgot. Well, we had an important interview.
I know. We're going to get lit up by everybody, though, because you didn't say ahoy and we meet again. But that is what you should know, that we've ahoyed and now we've met again. Let me give you this headline from the NFL. The Supreme Court rejecting the NFL's bid to step into Brian Flores' racial discrimination suit. This is a bizarre story. Has been going on for years and years and years and years.
Yeah.
And it is one of those stories. I think there's an easy answer to this. Mm-hmm. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me go bring it back a little bit into history. This is back to in 2019. There's an interview with Brian Flores. He's a coach, if you don't know, an African-American gentleman. Has a decent coaching history, but is claiming racial discrimination by the league. Let's go back to the clip.
In 2019, when the Denver Broncos interviewed Brian Flores for their head coach job, the lawsuit alleges that the Broncos officials showed up an hour late, that they appeared to have been affected by being out drinking the night before, and that they didn't take the interview seriously. The lawsuit says the content of the interview shows that he wasn't a serious candidate for the job. Of course, the Broncos released a statement last night saying this is not true, that the interview began promptly at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time in Providence, Rhode Island, that 5 team executives were there, and that they have detailed notes on the meeting showing that he was indeed a serious candidate. So once again, yes, an issue of where Flores seems to have felt differently about how the interview went than the team claims it went. Broncos ended up hiring Vic Fangio as their head coach, who was just fired a couple of weeks ago and replaced with Nathaniel Hackett from the Green Bay Packers.
That worked out well.
And it is worth making sure the audience is aware as well, Dan, that as this is happening, Brian Flores is currently a candidate for 2 vacant coaching jobs, yes?
Correct.
That's a good way to get it.
Now, what's interesting about this is the reason why, the background of all of this is what's called the Rooney Rule.
Yeah.
Basically, it was an idea a while ago. They said there weren't enough African-American coaches, and they said, hey, well, one way we can do that is force teams to interview African-American candidates for every job, which again, like, that can be a problem. You can argue about whether it is a problem that there are too few. I mean, it depends on how you measure this. Like, I always look back at this. It's like, well, the way they measure this and the way that the complaint is sort of formed is, well, about 60%, let's say, are of the league's players are African Americans. So therefore, they say 60% of the coaches should be African Americans, which doesn't. There's a different skill set. I don't know if you've noticed this at all, but like Andy Reid has a different build than, let's say, DJ Metcalf, right? Like,
sure.
It's like one of those things where you don't need to be an incredible athlete to be a coach. So all of us whiteys go into coaching.
Well, that's the thing is, coaching is a lot like those who can't teach.
Yes.
Which is why there's so many white coaches.
Right.
Also, I did look it up. 70% of the NFL players are black and around 39%. So there is a big problem with racism.
I don't think what you just said follows. 70% of African Americans are black.
Right.
Well, actually, almost all African Americans are black.
Almost 100% of them.
Not Elon Musk. Not Elon Musk.
Oh, you're right.
He's an African American. He's white.
Same with the blonde chick from
And the blonde chick,
Charlize
yes, the hot
Theron.
blonde chick, yes.
She's also African American.
Also African American. What I meant to say.
So, okay, 99.9% of African Americans are black.
Yes, 70% of NFL players are black.
Correct.
And then what was your next chat? You had 39%.
39% of coaching staffs are black.
Yeah. So, but again, there are different skill sets, right?
Correct.
They don't. There's no reason. And to say a league.
Well, yeah,
lives in a country, Dave. I just got to get this out. Lives in a country where about 11% of the population is black. They're hiring to the best jobs available, the players,
Yes.
At 7 times the representation of the population. That does not strike to me as a racist. You could make the argument the opposite is true. Why, if there's 70% of white people in this country, are only 10% of the players white or whatever it is? Again, I don't think that's the way it works. I think they're picking on merit because they want money and they want the best players on the field, and the best players typically wind up being African American for whatever reason.
Yeah, I would say it's certainly known for the underemployment of black people, and every time I watch football, I think I'm watching Charlottesville.
Right.
I think you're wrong.
Tiki torches are common on the field.
Yes, I think the NFL doesn't let black guys wear headsets and hold clipboards because they're too busy setting rushing records.
Right. Yes.
One NFL player said that the racism in the league makes me want to lead the police on a high-speed chase.
I didn't realize that.
Yes, that's true. It was
another
in an
exclusive interview that you keep not telling me about.
I got to tell you, it just happens. No, obviously, it's not. They're just, they're looking for the best athletes.
Yeah. I mean, we went through a period of legitimately 30 years of the NFL where there wasn't one white running back that got 1,000 yards.
Right.
You're telling me this entire country, there wasn't one. And honestly, the answer to it probably is true. It's probably just, there wasn't anybody.
I'm guessing there wasn't.
That's that way this works. These are very much, throwing out the history for a moment, because there were times, right, where there was real racism and this was happening. At this point, there's just no reason for it. These teams are multi-billion-dollar corporations. They are not looking at a skin color and saying, well, we'd rather lose with a whitey. That's not a thing at this point. That's not a thing that happens.
Well, no, you have look at any professional league. Mm-hmm. Look at Major League Baseball. They're basically going over to the Dominican Republic and being like, "Hey, this way."
Yeah, come on in.
We're
building a bridge, a new infrastructure project. It's from a baseball field to Miami.
Right. There's absolutely no. There's no racism here. I mean, obviously, you have the white coaches a lot of the time. Mm. You have the black. It's just how it is. Look, we can admit. Mm-hmm. Black people tend to be a little bit better at sports than white people.
It's sad. I mean,
if you don't agree and you think I'm racist for it, you're wrong. Have you ever played sports against black people? You should come out. I went to a school that had a lot of white people, and we would play the inner city team that had a lot of black people. You know what would happen?
What happened?
We wouldn't win.
No.
And I'll tell you why.
There's one score had 3 digits and the other one had 1.
The other one, they usually, they just
117 to 8.
Have you ever seen a football game called at halftime?
Not normal.
Injuries.
Right. Look, it's just one of those things where if you kind of step back, because it's the thing that really annoys me about this, and it's gotten worse, by the way, since they instituted the Rudy rule, which they have now updated to, for example, I think the Eagles had this situation last year where they had an executive who rose up just because he was really good at the job, and he rose up through the ranks, not because he had he had darker skin than anyone else. He was just really good at his job. He didn't get any preferential treatment. He just kicked ass, right? Rose up through the organization and got hired by another organization. Because of that, the Eagles were granted a free draft pick. Now, I'm an Eagles fan, and I want them to have as many picks as possible, even though their evil general manager, who is the best in the league, is white. That being said, there's no reason for them to get an extra draft pick because an executive got hired by another team that happened to have a darker skin color than some of their other employees. That's freaking insane. We're trying to get to a place where we don't care about skin color, and everyone tries to keep bringing it back as more and more of our focus.
If you could keep liquor away from Tiger Woods, he'd still be playing very well. But
well, I don't know if he'd make it home in his car, but
no, that's the problem.
Did,
he's not a great driver.
Not good at that.
He's not somebody who should be given a cart.
No. This is an interesting place this has gone. Let me give you a little bit more. I get it. It's true. I think it's true.
They're good athletes, and that's not a racist thing to say.
It's not good. This is the thing about racism.
I'm not saying they're all good athletes.
You're basically saying African Americans are better at things than white people are. Is that racism? I don't think so.
Chinese are better at math.
See, what I think people would say is that racist. That you're saying that
Some would say it's racist.
It is a stereotype.
It's a stereotype.
It's not necessarily a racist stereotype because, like, let me give you another one that you.
My
may be
tire
familiar
blew
with.
up on the freeway the other day, and it had just enough air for me to find a Mexican mechanic to sell me a tire for $45. You know why I went? Because I didn't need 4 new tires for $300 from a white guy.
Right. You do the. Is that racist?
No.
Let me give you another stereotype you may be familiar with. There is a stereotype. I'm not sure if it's accurate. That African Americans are, let's say, more well endowed than some of their other competition.
From the locker rooms I've been in, yeah, bigger. I mean, not bigger than mine, but bigger.
You know,
I mean, proportionate wise for my height. It's more of an illusion.
Is that the way you get to measure this?
Yeah.
You do it by proportion.
I feel, well, yeah.
So it's height divided by.
Yeah, you get to add that.
Okay. Yeah. See, I like that. That's a great. So this is like the type of thing where you're saying, and you don't try to say that you're taller. You try to say that you're shorter, so you get a better ratio.
Yeah, but look, I'm saying some
My point is, though, that's not racist, right? Like,
No.
I would say that seems like a magical thing for people to say about you.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it makes me. Yeah, it's like a dwarf.
Yeah.
So that grants wishes.
Well, no. Okay. I got to skip the next clip because we don't have time for it anymore.
Yeah, we do. Like, there's a lot of white singers. Like, I'll give you an example. St. Paul from St. Paul and the Broken Bones. Incredible singer.
Okay.
Sounds like a black guy.
Okay.
He sounds like Otis Redding.
Okay.
And that's what I like. And so it depends on what kind of music you like, but I happen to love Motown, soul. music. So I do enjoy black singers. So I guess it does depend on what kind of music you like to depend on what kind of singing you like. But preferably, I would probably gravitate more to black musicians because I grew up on Motown. But that doesn't mean that I necessarily think that they're more talented in that.
Right. That's a personal taste thing.
Yeah.
Maybe a cultural bend. But like
better dancers, I think, is maybe kind of a stereotype.
yeah, like it kind of seems like kind of true, but also a compliment, right? Like if you're complimenting with your racism, is that racist?
But statistically, you have to admit that in America, they're just better at sports.
I mean, there's no question about it. I mean, like, look, it just, you can say whatever the reason is. It doesn't matter what the reason is. I mean, I will say it seems like the athletic prowess, like explosive athleticism is, I would argue, evening out more now than it previously did. I don't know what the reason for that is.
Americans need to start looking at each other like Americans.
Yes,
that's the
I agree
problem.
with that. I agree with
We
that.
start looking at each other like, oh, you're African, you're this, you're that. We don't look at each other like Americans anymore. But if we leave the country, everybody looks at us like Americans. We're too divided in our own country.
I would agree with that.
See what I'm saying?
I would agree with that. It's
So I'm saying if
very
we
adult thing for you to say.
There's certain talents people have.
Yes.
And like I wouldn't like Mike Tyson. I won't box him.
No, but you also wouldn't box any white boxer.
I would box a lot of white boxers before I boxed a black one.
Yeah. Well. I mean, Tyson. There are some great ones.
I'd rather fight Ronda Rousey than Mike Tyson,
Yeah.
even though I'd lose to both.
Yes, it would be bad. As we saw, 17 seconds that Gina Carano lasted would be your dream.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Mike Tyson wouldn't make me.
All right, I think. What if we just cancel the show for the rest of the week?
I
We
go-
just take
did I go-
take the rest of the week off.
That's true.
And
you know what? I would rather fight Ronda Rousey. Be like, why isn't he throwing punches? You know, you're supposed to wear underwear today, or you're supposed to wear fighting pants, and I'd be like, oh, I thought we did this naked.
au natural.
Yeah, I'm just in a jock strap.
I don't know that there's. Here's what I will say. Getting back to the floor.
I'm all oiled up. I'm like, you can't catch me, Rhonda. Come on, Gina.
It's not supposed to turn into one of your fantasies.
Well, it is.
It is. You know, I can see that. I guess what I would say here is, if you're hiring a coach, you should want them to be hired because of merit.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Exactly. I mean, I summarized it almost too well, didn't I? That's the problem. And then in addition to that, if you have an employee who is suing you,
Yeah.
right? If you have an employee who is
Like this black guy.
Good. You're not. Can we get Glenn back on the phone, see if he's still hiring? Is that
Why?
a possibility?
This is going sideways.
Yeah, maybe just a tad. Just a tad.
Come on, we're friends. It's cool.
Who?
He knows we're kidding.
Who are you talking to?
The guy who's working the camera.
Talking to the camera guy?
Yeah.
We're doing this show for a large audience, Dave.
I know, but we
It's
should
not
just
him.
point out that there's other people in the room. So if there was a room of black people or Dominicans or whites, I would say this to anybody.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. There was never a moment I was like, he's hiding what he's really saying. That's not what the issue was here, Dave.
I'm saying that they're better and more superior at things than the whites.
I know you have said that multiple times.
And Asians are smarter than us both.
Mm-hmm. Now that's, again, shown in the statistics, right? Like you look
Kurt
at
Metzger said it best, Asians are better at being white.
Be fun. Okay, Spencer Pratt. Might get elected. He's got an election on Tuesday. We're going to tell you about that coming up. If assuming the show comes back on the air for where you're watching it. Back in a second. Okay, so you ever seriously? By the way, I'm about to talk to you about realestateagentsitrust.com.
I think
Glenn, if you're listening. I mean,
You think he'll hire us both?
No. Frankly, no. The answer to that would be
Calling
no.
you every day. Stu, you can come back.
Don't let Dave near the building, though.
Baby, come back.
So real estate experts you need on your side. That's something that's just true. You know that. We were talking about the Spencer Pratt thing coming on. You might be thinking, if you're in California, if he loses, how do I move out of this freaking state? Go to realestateagentsitrust.com. Get on the phone with them. You connect with a great agent in an area where you're looking, and they can walk you through the entire process. A really good agent can help guide you through pricing and regulations and negotiations and timing and staging and financing and all the complicated crap that you don't want to deal with because you only do it every once in a while, right? You're moving every, let's say, 7 years. You might not remember all the ins and outs of it. These people live this stuff. They care about it, and they want to make sure you go to the best place possible, the best price possible. So go to realestateagentsitrust.com. Glenn started this years ago to make sure that you could find the best agent in your area, to make sure the biggest financial transaction you may ever make goes swimmingly. Go to realestateagentsitrust.com. Realestateagentsitrust.com. It's a free service to you, and the name kind of says it all. Realestateagentsitrust.com. So Spencer Pratt is kind of the big story in Los Angeles. If you don't know the dynamics of this race, it happens on Tuesday. By the way, predictableshow.com. If you go there, we'll kind of walk you through who we think is going to win and if you can make any money on that in the prediction markets. You notice maybe politicians have been making money off of you for a very long time. We kind of like returning the favor here. So check that out at predictableshow.com or youtube.com/@predictableshow. To just kind of refer to this election, largely, you have this situation where the city burned to the ground. It's just there's areas of it that are tire crap heaps. I mean, there's areas where they've just given up. The Skid Row, where they just were like, "Hey, what if anything goes? What if it's the purge in a few block area?"
And the Skid Row used to be, when I first went in 2002, it was one block.
Yeah.
It was that one block area that was Skid Row. Then it was 2 blocks.
Which is, by the way, still not okay. It's not okay to
No.
designate a block of your town to just crime. That's not okay.
No, I mean, a band named itself Skid Row in the 80s.
Yeah, it's been around a long time.
Yeah, and then by 2012, when I moved back there, it was a few blocks. And then now it's the city.
It's the entire city.
Yes.
The entire metropolitan
Tents
area.
everywhere.
Yes. So Spencer Pratt is trying to run against Karen Bass, who is the current mayor, who's horrible.
Chocolate Rain.
Yeah. Oh, she kind of does. She does kind of look
just
like
like
Chocolate
Chocolate
Rain.
Rain,
That's a
yeah.
very interesting point. And then from the old YouTube video, if you don't know what we're talking about. And then there's a third candidate who seems to have faded away. We'll leave her out here for a second. The big issue here is that Spencer Pratt has really done an incredible job at making his campaign possible for victory. It's difficult to win in Los Angeles for a Republican. He's been able to kind of take the social media world by storm. Lots of great ads we've talked about. And one of his big complaints, which would be a complaint of mine if I lived in the city, is the streets are filthy. Right? This is
Streets are filthy. She wants to give teeth away to homeless people.
Yes.
And has no idea who she's talking to ever.
No.
But yes, he actually wants to help homelessness. But yes, street filth is one of them.
it's a big thing. And it's like, well, wash the freaking streets. This shouldn't be that difficult.
Correct.
They never do it. So he came up with what they're saying is, and I think this is true, Spencer Pratt just pulled off the most genius marketing stunt in political history, is the headline from Revolver, mainly because he went around and put these they're a little hard. It's a little hard for you to see. It says, imagine if the streets were clean, and then Spencer Pratt for mayor of LA. And it's put on there in a particular substance that would wash off if with just water.
Right.
If they actually put in the effort to wash the streets. So he's basically taunting them.
You're trolling, essentially.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Either you leave a bunch of ads up for Spencer Pratt, or you actually do your job. One of the two. Either one kind of proves his point, right? So it is a brilliant marketing stunt. This is one of the most impressive marketing campaigns I think I've ever seen for a candidate. Is that going to be enough in LA? I don't know.
Yeah, they should put one on Pedro Pascal's lower back. It would wash off a bunch, but you'd see it in a lot of movies. Explain why he gets so much work.
It does.
Yes. I think it's genius, though. I mean, people are going to want to rush it to get rid of it, and they will be doing this.
What's your prediction on this? If we had a prediction market here, will Karen Bass go around and wash all these things off, or will she just leave them there because she doesn't actually want to do her job and admit that she's a failure? Which way do you think this goes?
I think there's a good portion of the community who don't know about the fact that it is washable yet, so they are going to go out and try to get it off. So it will work in some areas, and then so I think it'll be kind of a 50-50. So I do think it will work.
Yeah, I kind of feel like the outcome here is Karen Bass still doesn't do her job, does not clean the streets. Right. However, some of her supporters go around and start washing them off.
Yes. What will be ironic is more water will be used to wash these off than were used for the fires that burned down Malibu.
Yes. If they only could have just thought of the situation of a fire being retarded in some way by water.
Right.
Wouldn't that be wonderful if they came up with that conclusion at the time?
Retarded, like Karen Bass.
Yes.
Yes, if only.
If only.
Yeah. Well, the reason why I think, what do you think, honestly, for his chance of winning could be?
So let me give you this. This is the Kalshi market on this particular topic. It breaks it down. The way the election works, in case you don't follow the nonsense in California, they have three candidates that are up for this. The top two will advance to a runoff unless someone wins over 50% of the vote, which is not expected necessarily at this point. Right now, Karen Bass is at a 69% chance to win. Spencer Pratt, 27%. And then Nithya Raman is at 6% after her disastrous debate showing from a few weeks ago. So you got to look at this in a way of it's still freaking Los Angeles. And I said this to my wife, who's very much into the Spencer Pratt election. She's like all about it. She shows me every ad. She's into it.
Right.
And she's like, how can they possibly pick Karen Bass? And I agree conceptually with this because could you possibly do a worse job than Karen Bass has done? If there's ever a chance to change gears and go a different direction, this would be it. Like,
yes.
And Spencer Pratt shows a lot of promise. But if you kind of reverse it and you say, would you, and talking to my wife, who's a very conservative woman, would you consider voting for a Democrat here in Texas if you were really annoyed at Greg Abbott or something? And I think the answer to that is probably no, right? She might pick a third party. She might not show up to the election if she hated the Republican candidate or something. But the idea that she would embrace the Democrat would seem so foreign to her that I don't even think she'd consider it. And I think that's where Los Angeles is. I think a lot of the people there are going to say to themselves, look, he's a Republican.
Right.
It's just an automatic no. I might consider another Democrat, but I'm not going with a Republican. So that's the big challenge here. I mean, remember, Trump lost LA by like 40-something points. So there's a very steep hill to climb.
It is, but no, I agree with you. I'd say, what about all these things, including homelessness, burning down the city, rape, violence, crime, everything else?
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter.
I'm not saying it doesn't matter. I mean,
it does matter.
Bad enough to put it in the realm of possibilities.
I mean, we have to admit he's gone pretty high in a short amount of time.
Totally. I think there's a chance. It's just we have to remove ourselves from social media and remove ourselves from what we think should happen and remove ourselves from all sanity. We're talking about Los Angeles, California here.
Fair point. Yes.
Yeah. And so I think I don't think it's crazy to have her as a 70% favorite, even though it is definitely crazy to have her as a 70% favorite.
Yeah, agreed.
I think it's just the reality of the situation when you have people who have gone insane and are on all sorts of substances. They just do dumb things, Dave.
That's true, and they get paid sometimes to vote.
Yes, that's a whole other situation that you have to deal with if you're Spencer Pratt. I would love to see it happen, though. I would love to see someone who was actually sane, who went in there and tried to do something about this in a real way.
I would like to see a city that I actually like turn back into a city that I like. It would just be nice, because people do genuinely hate it, but I don't think that they ever saw the city for what it could be.
Yeah. And part of that is not on fire, right?
Yeah. What's left of it, I should say.
Yeah. All right. We have an update on a very strange story. I will tell you, it has to do with Joey Chestnut and bologna, and a very large quantity of that, and a legal situation that is recently resolved. We'll get into that here next. Joey Chestnut, the competitive eater, best known for winning the Nathan's famous hot dog eating contest 17 times. I remember when there was like that Kobayashi guy. There was like a back and forth between those guys.
Oh yeah.
And I thought there was like this real competition, and then he just Jordaned everybody.
Yep.
He was like, no, I'm much better. But he did get sentenced to 180 days of probation, according to Hamilton County, Indiana court records. This is
how lucky he is. He didn't have to go to prison to set a record.
I think what he's known for would not necessarily would not lead to the best possible experience in prison.
No, that's what I'm saying.
No, I know.
It'd be lining up. Best case scenario would be a honey bun record, but it wouldn't be.
No, I don't know if it's a best case scenario.
No, it'd be a shower record.
He's 43 years old. He pleaded guilty. And this is an interesting background of this case.
He looks terrible. Do you think that's from shoving hot dogs in his face?
1,000 times a year. Like I can't even, I don't know about you, Dave. This is fascinating to me how they can do this. I don't understand it at all, but I can't watch it. It's so revolting to me to watch.
Oh, I don't watch it.
I can't. When they dip the bread in water, it's like the thing that makes me cringe more than I think anything in the world. I don't know why.
Well, it's when you start seeing the hot dog shape in their stomach.
Oh my God.
I've just watched enough of it to not ever want to watch it.
Yeah. Now, I don't know if
it reminds me too much of my childhood.
That's sad.
You know?
Well, it wasn't sad for the gentleman you were with.
No, the neighbor appreciated it a lot.
Yeah. Chestnut won the 2026 Ultimate Bologna Showdown.
Good for him. That's something you want to win.
That's on the top of your resume, I think, right away.
Absolutely.
May 9th for the third consecutive year by eating, oh my God, this is just 16 pounds of bologna in 8 minutes.
I don't think you're supposed to eat that in your life.
In your life. I think you're right. I think that's like the maximum allotment for an entire human life cycle.
It's not a real meat.
Oh.
It's lips and.
Is that true?
That's what they say in Great Outdoors. Well, that's hot dogs. I don't even know what bologna is. No one knows what bologna is.
No one knows.
You just put it into a sandwich and you just go, look, let's just hope for the best.
Yeah, right. It seems vaguely salty.
Yeah. It's all it is. It's salty meat, and there's a song that comes with it.
Yes. That makes you feel much better about it, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know if that...
My bologna has a first name.
Right. Would that help in prison? If the gentleman happened to be singing to you a loving song?
Yeah, well, it helped me. Okay. If they pet your head and they go, my bologna has a first name, it's D-A-V-E.
It does make you feel a little better about it. It does,
yeah. You feel like you feel safe. So you feel safer. You're not, but you feel safer.
Mm-hmm. That's really what it's all about.
Yeah.
That's really what it's all about. It's like when you just convince yourself something else is happening.
Yeah. After that line's done, Karen Bass has to give you new teeth. They're grinded down to the nub.
Wow, that's
it's a real shame.
Quite the visual. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Thank you. Chestnut will be permitted to defend his Nathan's famous title in Coney Island.
Is Chestnut the best name for a guy who swallows hot dogs? I think that's what's always bothered me the most about a lot of these guys. Yeah. Is just the name. Yeah. Kobayashi, that's from Usual Suspects.
Oh yeah, did I get that confused, or was that?
No, that was his name. Yeah, okay. It was also in Usual Suspects.
Really?
Yeah, Mr. Kobayashi. He's the one who picks up Kevin Spacey.
Was he named after the movie?
No, I don't know. I don't think so. I think it was just a coincidence.
Vaguely Japanese.
Yeah, just vaguely Japanese. Yeah.
That's so it's a sad story, and then I hopefully he'll be able to hold on to his bologna championship.
Well, yeah, you don't want him to. you don't want to lose your 16 pounds of eating bologna championship.
I mean, if you do that to your body and then you come in second or
Yeah, you
you get your title stripped away.
Yeah, you got to go back out there and train like Rocky so that you can go shove more bologna in your face.
Right.
You got to.
God, it makes me sick even thinking
It's
about
so gross.
it. It really is.
You can't get insured, right?
It's a good
Doesn't
question.
your doctor just go, look, I take your blood, but we all know, you know what you've done.
Right, you know what you've done. It's just going to come out. It's just going to be Morton salt.
Yeah.
Wait, is there a? I mean, does this completely disprove that like we should be caring about what we eat?
I think it does.
I mean, you
in a
look at the
way.
guy, and yeah, he doesn't look great, but like Kobayashi was like a very thin guy. They eat all like this all the time. I mean, obviously, not every meal is 16 pounds of bologna, but they're training for this in advance.
Yes.
They're putting in way more calories than any of us could ever consume.
And they look pretty good.
They look fine. Why can't I go to Taco Bell after this?
I think you can.
Okay.
I mean, if you ever want to do a taco eating contest, I think that's what you do.
I think you just go for it.
I think you and I could have a taco eating contest and see who wins.
I'm in a lifelong taco eating contest
that's
against
true.
God, and he's saying you've eaten too much. You should stop.
I've been challenging our creator for years.
And he's about ready to strike me down in the form of cholesterol.
Yeah, that's true. He's like, look, guys, they do this once a year for a living. You've been doing this for your whole life, and I'm tired of it.
All right, got to take a break. We have more coming up on the other side. As well as I want to remind you, if you become a member of Blaze TV, you become a member. It's a paid membership. We think it's very well worth it. I think you'll enjoy it and get a lot of use out of it. But there's some new special episodes coming up that are kind of like mini episodes with sketches,
Yes.
including many of your normal world favorites. We want to make sure you get as many sketches as you can. But obviously Dave. I mean, he brings in cocaine for all these things.
I do.
He brings in heroin
And hot dogs.
and lots of bologna.
Tons.
And all of this goes against the budget. So we do need, we got to put it behind the paywall. We do want you to see them. So join us at Blaze TV. I think you'll enjoy it. It'll be worth your while anyway. Plus, you get great sketches from Dave. BlazeTV.com/Stu and Dave. The code is Stu and Dave. Back in a second. Well, it's been an interesting week here on Stu and Dave Do America. We hope it's not the last week of the show, but we don't know yet.
Nope.
We'll find that out in the future. You never know what's coming in the future. You just do what you can in the moment.
A meteor.
A meteor could come in the future. We hope that you will maintain your viewership here and listenership of Stu and Dave Do America for many years to come. We can, of course, accommodate that at blazetv.com/Stu and Dave, as I mentioned. Use the code Stu and Dave to save $20. In addition to that, there's a fancy thing you can do, which is go to see Dave not just on your fancy phone or your computer screen, but you can go and see him live. Yes, Dave Landau in the same room as you, just
By
like all of those
gum.
baloney parties we talked about earlier.
That's right. We've had many. You can come out and see me this weekend, Thursday through Saturday in Waterford, Michigan at One Night Stands. June 5th, Lexington, Michigan at the Lexington Village Theater. June 11th through 13th, Little Rock at the Looney Bin. And June 26th through 28th, Austin, Texas at the Comedy Mothership.
Get your tickets at davelandau.com. Well worth your time. And I will say, hopefully you feel the same way about Predictable, a show that I do about prediction markets. It was definitely worth your time this week because earlier this week, we made a lot of people a lot of money. We were very excited about that. Over 1,000% profit on one trade, but we hit all of our trades for the entire election. In fact, we've hit all of them really so far in each of these primaries. So if you're looking to maybe increase your wallet a little bit, not a financial advice show, but we would love to help you at least attempt to do that, but also get great information about the election. It's predictableshow.com or youtube.com/predictableshow. We'll see you tomorrow.